Welcome. I'm very glad to see you all. It's been way, way, way too long. But difficult times call for difficult measures. And here we are. Instead of practicing together as a group, sharing energy, instead we're here. I'm in my basement, you're wherever you are. And the purpose is to practice. And that's the joy, though, is we've brought ourselves together to practice, to breathe, to find more strength in the situation we find ourselves in. And of course, we learned so many messages on the mat that we can take off of the mat, such as patience, which I think we all need a little bit of right now, knowing exactly how far we can go with things. Sometimes we strive too much on the mat, need to pull back, could be true in life as well. Finding equanimity in the mind, not getting pulled one way or the other too much, letting water roll off the duck's back, if you will. So that's one or two or three of the many reasons why we practice. So I'm glad you're here with me today. We're going to talk a little bit first about the breath. We're doing a vinyasa, sort of slow flow. The breath is very important. One breath, one movement. So even if you, for some reason, turned on your device today and decided, oh, I don't feel like moving at all, well, go ahead and stay with us and breathe. That's really so important, your pranayama, your breath work. We will not be doing a balanced pose during practice today, so feel free to do that at home on your own. And if you find it's one of your best balanced days, then be sure to go up against a wall so you have support and you feel more stable in your balances. Let's see what else. We're not using props either today. However, I encourage you for your yoga practice to have 2 blocks and a strap, easy to find on Amazon. Otherwise, you can use books for your blocks. You can use for your strap a scarf, a small towel, a tube sock, a garbage bag, whatever of those you might have around. So we are going to be starting first in pranayama, but before we do, we're going to set an intention. This is so important. It's not hop on the mat, do some movement for 10 minutes, you hop off, you go, oh, I exercised today, and then off you go. Well, first of all, I have a hard time calling yoga exercise because it's far, far, far more than that. But also, we need to have an intention. Why are we coming onto the mat? So there are usually 3 categories. Those of you who've been in my classes know roughly what they are. The 3 categories are an intention for yourself. Say you have a hip today, it's a little cranky. Your intention might be, I will take care of my hip. Perhaps you have someone in your life who's having a difficult time right now. I think all of us know a few more people than we normally do who are, and perhaps bring one of them to your mind and send your energy to them as your intention. And finally, it could be something global. I think when people usually do that, it's may there be peace in the world. Now, of course, it might be something else as an intention that is global. So let's set an intention. Take your hands to your legs. Let's roll the shoulders back and then let them settle down. And we have a make-believe wall behind our head. So you're actually going to find a little tip of the chin and grind and ground into the sit bones. Can you feel them into the mat? Move around until you do. Close the eyes. And let's bring to mind and intention for practice. Now, as we open our eyes and get ready for breath work, what we're going to do is use a mudra of the hands. We use a lot of mudra in practice, usually hand mudras. There are actually body mudras as well, head mudras, there are all sorts of mudras. But in yoga, most people use the hand mudras, and they work on the energetic body, the subtle body. I mean, you're not going to see or feel their work, right in the space, or be able to point to it, just like you have an X-ray pointing to an organ. It works energetically in that body you cannot see. So what we're doing today is a Garuda Mudra, and it has sort of the shape of an eagle's wings. So just cross your hands in front of you, palms to you, and link your thumbs. Okay? Now those hands are going up to the heart center. And already, to me, this always feels comforting. As soon as I take this mudra, it feels very comforting. This is a mudra that you can use when you're not feeling very strong inside. And I think this is a place where a lot of people are right now. So an excellent mudra to use in these times. We're going to find our nice posture again. We're going to start with an inhalation that comes from the lower part of the body. Bring it up, take it to the crown of the head, and then exhale it from the crown all the way back down to the pelvic floor. And again, a deep breath. Take it up slowly. Don't push the breath too hard. Exhale, let it go, let it go, let it go. So please continue your breathing. Enjoying nice long exhales. Those are the calming breaths, those nice long exhales. So after this breath that we're working on, we'll be doing 3 more. Nice deep slow breaths, opening up the body, feeling expansion in the chest and the belly, contracting the belly as we exhale. Just take it back gently. Once you've taken that last 3rd breath, take your hands back to your legs. We'll sit tall here, wait a couple moments more for those who may not have finished. And as you're sitting here, feel any effects of that deep breathing. It wasn't many breaths, but enough to already feel something different in the body. So let's all open the eyes. Walk forward, stretch the arms forward. You're going to feel your spine extend. Take a deep breath into the spine. And then let's walk over to the right. So here we're going to take our left hand a little bit further away. Take a deep breath. Come back to the center. And let's go over to the right. Again, right hand walks away a bit more. Feel that nice stretch in the right side. Deep breath. Come back to the front again. And let's walk our hands in. So we're going to do flowing twists. So let's go ahead and take our hands low by our sides. As you're in the center, take an inhalation. Exhale. Let's first start. Twist to the right. We have the left hand on the right knee. And then inhale through the center. And exhale, other side. Look way to the back in your twist. Breathe center. Exhale, look to the back. Breathe. Exhale. One more time, each side. Pull that navel in as you twist. Now come back to center. And let's go ahead and take the left arm up. A few half moons. We're going to take the right arm out to the side. Take a big breath here, and as you exhale, take it over to the side. Stretch that left side body. Inhale, take it up. And exhale. Breathe. Final one. Now if it's comfortable, look up and go ahead and play the piano with your fingers. Pull those fingers down one by one, and then we're going to rotate through the wrist. Loosen them up a little bit, both directions. And the hand back to where it was. Let's inhale up both arms. Breathe it in. Exhale over to the other side. Half moon on this side. Okay. And then breathe to center. And exhale. Pull that right shoulder back. And exhale. Last one. And take it over. Take a little look up. Play the piano. Circle the wrist. Move it around the joint there. And reverse. And then hand comes back. Inhale. Let's exhale. Bring the hand way out and down to the mat. And then finally, while we're here, let's go ahead and recross our legs for a moment. Change up things. And do a few cats and cows. Once again, we're moving the spine. So reach up high. Bring your pointer fingers up to the ceiling. Take a breath here. Exhale. Let's round the back and bring the fingers forward. And then breathe. Come up. Open up. And exhale. Feel it in your back. Take the arms up. Not the shoulders, just the arms. Exhale. Last two. And reach it high. Once again, we're going to push away the walls. Make the arms nice and strong as you come back down with them. Good. And next, we're heading onto our backs. So let's do a little bit of work there. Roll down. Bring your knees to your chest once you're down here. And hold on to the knees and rock. So let's go ahead and take the feet to the floor, the arms to the floor by your sides. We're going to lift up the right leg and then the left leg. Take a breath here. Exhale, pull the knees into your chest. Try and really bring them in. Inhale, push up the heels. Flex your feet. Bring your legs towards you if you can. Exhale, tighten it up. And breathe. Soft belly here. Exhale, nice firm belly. Breathe it up. Last one. And then one more breath to take the legs out, and let's open them up nice and wide here. We still have flexed feet, and this time we also have the toes in a little bit toward the center. Heels are a little wider than the toes. Nice strong legs. Nice strong legs and feet. Take a deep breath. And bring the feet together. We're going to leave our right leg up to the sky and slowly bring down the left leg. work in the belly, especially on the right side of the belly. And then from there, we're going to hold on behind the right leg for Supta Pada Gustasana. So we're opening up the hamstrings. Take a breath here. Exhale the leg in. Breathe with the heel up. And exhale in. So let's do that a few more times. See if you can place the arch of the foot, take it more to the sky so that you're really pushing up the foot evenly. And once you've got the leg in, let's stay here for a moment. Take your attention to your left leg. That's not just a spaghetti leg sitting here. It's nice and strong. Feel as though the back of that thigh is going into the floor. And then soften the knee. We're going to rotate the ankle. Change the rotation. And bring the right leg up again. Let's take the left one up. Arms are by your sides. We're slowly taking the right leg to the floor, slowing down the movement with the muscles in the belly. And then we'll hold on to the back of the left leg. Let's take a breath again. And exhale it in. Breathe at the top. And exhale. Try not to tighten through the shoulders or through the jaw as you move. The arch of the foot is pushing upwards. And this is our final one. We're going to stay with the leg in toward the body. Get strong in both legs, right? 1, 2. And then bend the knee a bit, circle your ankle, and reverse. Take it to the floor. Open your arms and open your feet right to the edges of the mat. I'm going to drop the knees here from side to side, so take a breath in. And as you exhale, take your legs over to the right. Why don't you turn your head to the left? Inhale through the center. And exhale, legs to the left, gaze to the right. Let's do 2 more on each side. Really drop the legs heavily. Inhale, breath. Again, we have a soft belly. Exhale, breath. We're working the belly. Last one. And back to the center. Let's walk the feet in. Bring the knees into the chest. Just as we did earlier, rock yourself from side to side. And then roll all the way over to one side. Push yourself up. Bring it, come onto hands and knees. And we're getting ready for our first downward facing dog. As you know, hands are really, really wide. Take up a lot of space with the hands and fingers. Roll your toes. Let's come up. And we can feel our sit bones going to the back wall behind us. Push it way back. Drop through your heels. There's no goal here of having to touch the mat. No problem if you don't. Take a deep breath. And then we're coming down to our knees. We're going to move now, child's pose and downward facing dog. Every time we breathe in, here we are in table. As we exhale, let's go ahead and take child's pose. Sit back. Inhale back to your table. Exhale, here's your down dog again. Breathe, place the knees to the floor. Exhale, child's pose. Centering with the breath. And down dog. natural motion of the belly. Breathe, it's soft. Exhale, we're coming into child's pose. I hope I haven't missed one. And then breathe to the center. Exhale, downward facing dog, navel back. Touch the spine with it. Again, inhale, table. Child's pose, navel back. Let's do a couple more. Kind of get into your rhythm. And once you're in your dog, stay there. We're going to bring our feet together and cross our right foot in front of our left foot. And then feel the heels drop to the floor. Push the hips back. It's all the right leg that we're working here. The legs are pretty close together. We're pushing back. And we have a straight left leg. I hope I've said that correctly. Left leg is the straight one, active one. And then we're going to uncross. This time we're taking the left over the right. The right leg, as we push back, is straight. Heel down. Lift your hips. Soften the knees so you can uncross. One more time, we're taking a child's pose. Take your knees to the edges of your mat and then sit back. So we've been doing a lot of work with the hands to the mat, meaning we've been kind of leaning on our wrists. So when you're here, see if you can lift up the knuckles, kind of round the knuckles when you're in your child's pose. And that way you're letting your wrists rest. And then we'll come up. Bring your knees back together. Roll your toes so you're on your toes. Those of you who feel good here, rock back and forth. Otherwise, take chair just for a couple of moments. And we're getting ready to rise. So walk your hands back. Let's take it up with the arms. Big, big, big breath. Exhale. Bring the hands together. And then just pause here. See how your breath is. Is it different than it was earlier? How does the body feel as the blood starts moving? You feel more open in any part of the body. And then release. Let's step to the top of the mat. We're going to bring ourselves into Warrior One first today. So let's breathe it up. Exhale it down. Now we're taking a monkey here. Monkey, of course, is where the hands are somewhere on the legs. It's a little easier with the hands high. We're hugging through the elbows and we're lengthening our spine. It's one long line. So take a big breath. Exhale it down. And then we're going to step back with the left foot. Let's take it into our Warrior One now. So line up your heels, reach for the sky, drop your shoulders. So today we're going to do some hugs, self-hugging, because we all could use a few more hugs these days. So as you inhale, open up your heart. Exhale, cross the arms, big hug, feels good. And then inhale. And exhale. Back and forth. Cross and recross if you'd like. Maybe the same cross each time. Open up your arms. Good. Let's take it down to the floor. We still have our right foot forward. This time as we're here, we're going to start to straighten the front leg. Let's take a little test here. Take your right hand behind your hip. And you might feel, as you rub back and forth, that the hip on the left side is a little bit higher. So if it is, drop it down a little bit, okay? Settle those hips. Now let's take our right hand to the leg. Left hand, yes, behind us. kind of push yourself away from the floor. Try and feel light, airy. Take a breath here, and then exhale. Let's twist. Lift up the arm if you'd like. Stay with your breath. Both legs are strong. Yeah, we're going to come on down. Let's place the left knee to the floor and take the right leg out to the side. This is gate pose. We're coming up onto the knee. If you need to tuck something under your knee, it could even be your mat edge, just to get another layer under there. Place your right hand to the thigh and inhale up. Let's exhale over in your gate. So most of us are probably wearing yoga pants. And so if you really work into the quadricep muscle, you'll feel it sort of pop into your hand. And you know that you're working. You can actually manipulate that muscle. One last breath. Release the arm. Bring both hands to the floor and a little bit in front of your shoulders. So take a breath here, straight arms, and as you exhale, bend your elbows toward the back. And then inhale, push up. And exhale. Inhale. When you're at the top here, you're almost elbow and shoulder over wrist. Almost. Breathe. Strong right leg as we move. And then straighten up. Bring in your right leg. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Remember to open up your hands. Walk your feet while you're here. Just pedal your heels up and down. And then make your way into plank pose, Balasana, with a super strong belly. Lift up the thighs to the ceiling. Take your knees to the floor for your child's pose. And once again, we're going to bring that right foot forward. You can do that from here or from your downward facing dog. You're going to stand on the right knee. So again, if you need a support, that's fine. When you shift forward, you should find a nice perpendicular line here. Okay, so today let's start with the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath here. And then slowly take the arms down and back behind you. Interlace the fingers. Pull the hands down and lift the chest. Feel the heart opening. Release the hands. Bring them to the floor. And we're going to step the feet together. And once you do, we're getting ready for chair. Bend your knees, please. Take your hands to your heart. And open wide. Again, open heart, big breath. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale. And drop the arms. Let's rise. Take a big breath. Exhale. Again, standing, quieting the heartbeat finally. Noticing differences in the body, how we feel. Open the eyes. Take it up again. Breathe. Exhale. Here's your monkey. Lengthen your spine. Again, a little easier if your hands are up on your legs, elbows back. But some people go a little bit lower with a long spine. Now take a breath in. Exhale. Just kind of collapse down and step back with your right foot. Here's our warrior. Start with the arms up once you're ready. And then we're going to move them out to the side. Okay. Take a big breath. Exhale, here's the hug. And breathe. Exhale. Nice straight leg behind you. And then open wide. Let's come on down to the floor. So we still have our left foot in front of us. We're straightening that left leg. And then from here, let's take our hand onto the leg. The right hand behind us to make sure the back is level, or as level as it's going to get. And then, when you're ready, take a twist on your exhalation. Exhale and twist. You can keep your hand behind you or up to the sky. Take some nice calming breaths. Long exhalations. Come on back. And bring down the knee. Good. Let's take the leg out. Left one out to the side. Come on up. You can feel the muscle underneath your yoga pants. Take it up. Big breath here in gate. Exhale. Now tighten up through the thigh. Feel that muscle pop into your hand. That's a good thing. Nice breaths. Back, both hands to the floor. Keep your leg where it is. Walk your hands out a little bit in front of your shoulders, and then take a breath in. Exhale, sort of dip down, elbows toward the body, not out to the side, and then inhale, push up. Exhale it down. So move with your breath. Try not to neglect your left leg over there. That's still strong. And then we'll straighten out the arms. Bring that knee back in. Spread your fingers, downward facing dog. Let's take an inhalation. Come up to your tiptoes. Exhale, take the heels down. And again, breathe to come up. Exhale down. Add your belly. Remember, soft belly here as you breathe in. Exhale, contract it. Last time. And we're heading into plank pose. Let's take it now into child's pose. Try those hands we talked about. Hold on to something in your hand. Place your fingertips to the floor. Relax down. Good. Let's come on back up. We're going to bring ourselves back here. We have our left leg forward. Still. and lunge it. Make your alignment here. Start again with the hands up to the sky. Feel those collarbones open nice and wide. And then slowly bring the hands down and toward the back. Interlace your fingers and open the chest a little more. Stay with your breath. Release the hands. And we're going to step the feet together. I'll meet you here facing the front. Sink your hips. Come into your chair. And again, let's open up. Breathe. And to the heart. Open up to the breath. Bring it back to the heart. Drop the arms. Nice, big breath up. Exhale. So we try not to leave our intention just sort of hanging out there. When you think of it, and you might be just too busy moving, but try and bring it back to mind. So we'll do that now as we stand here, and feel free to bring it back to mind anytime as you practice. Release. Let's shake out the hands. I'm going to take a moment here to widen the feet. Let's start with the toes forward. Extend your arms. You're going to come forward with a big breath. So at first, breathe it in. Exhale, come forward. Belly to the ceiling. Take the hands down, and we're going to transition into tigers in the grass. So we have our heels toward each other. Legs are wide, and then we're going to start to lunge from side to side. So some people like to take blocks and kind of walk themselves through it. You can take your hands to your thighs, keeping everything low. But often when we come to one side, we're coming in with the knee. So try and open your knee back, thereby opening your hip. Add your breath. Here's our inhale at the center. Exhale it over. Nice breath. Open up the hip. Let's do 2 more. And then once you're back, I'm going to heel and toe everything back in. So once again, you can come up slowly, bend your knees. Here we go. Open wide. Exhale. So we're going to take it down to the floor from here. So if you would, I always say come down with grace. Try and be careful as you come down. Not just plop down. And we're going to do a little Janu Shavasana. So please stretch out your right leg. Kind of tuck in that left leg to the thigh. And we're going to lift our arms. This is like Dandasana, except with the one leg. Take a big breath. Exhale forward. And doing this without blocks, we're just going to reach, and round your back. Round your back. You might be nose to knee. You may not. You might be way up. Doesn't matter. Let the back, let the shoulders, let the neck and the jaw relax. Now, coming into that long spine, lift your body away from your leg. As you do, your hands are coming in a little bit. Pull your shoulders back, 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 back. Hands are coming in even more. And once you have a long spine, you can stay here. Those of you, and I know everybody can touch their toes, but those of you who can touch your toes and pull your shoulders back, nice lift, feel free. Otherwise, please keep the hands to the floor and just work on that spine behind you. Let's take 2 breaths. Now we're going to walk up and take a twist over to the right. So an internal twist. Let's take the left hand on top of the leg. I like it on the outside of that right leg. And then we have our right hand behind our hips. You're nice and long in the spine. Inhale here. Exhale, let's twist to the back of the room and extend the right arm back as well. Shoulders are as wide as they can be. Make a really tight fist of the hand behind you, really, really tight. And then open the fingers as much as you can and as far as you can. Then bring it back. And again, walk it all up. Good. Let's go to the other side. Left leg out. Sit nice and tall. You can line yourself up with the front edge of your mat. Sometimes we're a little bit too far out or the other way. So if you can, that foot is right out from the hip. If this is bothering you at all, then you can go ahead and take your foot in a little bit if it bothers you in your back, and you might feel a little bit more comfortable. Let's lift up, big breath. Come forward. Go as far as you can and then relax as much as you can. Let it go. Now let's get ready to make that spine, instead of rounded, straight. So lift away. Keep your collarbones nice and wide. Start to straighten the spine and bring your shoulders back. Bring them back, bring them back, bring them back. There you are. Hopefully you're nice and long back there. Only hold the foot if you can keep your spine long. And take 2 breaths. Now let's come up a little bit. Take that right hand on the outside of the front leg, left hand behind us. Nice and tall, take a breath. And then exhale to the back. Again, you can take your arm back and make a fist super tight. And then super wide, strong hand. And relax the hand as you come back and walk yourself up. And then bring in the leg. Let's take just a couple moments in Tadasana. So with Tadasana, unlike Baddha Konasana, the knees are behind the heels. Okay, they're not all lined up together. So it's sort of a relaxed Baddha Konasana, if you know the name of that pose. We're going to take ourselves nice and tall again. Same thing, we have a long spine. Got to work on it. Take a breath. Exhale forward, just halfway. Just halfway. Shoulders are still back. When you're ready, take another deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. And if there's a little more space in the hips, take another deep breath. Maybe come down just a little bit more. seated. Bring your knees in. And we're taking it down, back to our backs, where we were earlier. If you'd like, roll down. And pretty soon we're going into Shavasana. Just so you're aware, I'll give you a little bit of time to maybe run and get a blanket. Some of us get really chilled in Shavasana. Once you're down, please take the arms behind you. Stretch out your heels nice and long. So maybe a blanket. Those of us who have eye pillows, they're just divine. They feel so good, those weighted pillows. But if you don't have one of those, maybe you can just take a scarf or your sock over your eyes. That's just fine too. Take the lights nice and low. So if you're doing that, the rest of us will go ahead and bend the knees. Take the knees into the chest for a little more rocking, back and forth. And then we'll move into circles, but to do that, let's take the hands on top of the knees and then circle the knees. And reverse your circles. And then we'll get ready for Shavasana. Sometimes we don't feel totally comfortable in Shavasana. I'm one of those people, long legs, lying down, my back isn't crazy about it. So I keep my knees together, bent knees, and open up my feet wider. You can try that if you'd like. Your arms are, of course, palms up by your sides, away from your sides, maybe about 10 inches. And then make sure you feel nice and open in the chest. I like to bring my shoulder blades together just the teeniest bit. Otherwise, I feel like the center of the body is sinking. And as you start to settle, scan your body. You can do this many times throughout your practice, but especially now, in case you have somewhere that for some reason hasn't relaxed, some place that still feels really grippy, or it's a place that's not the happiest place in your body, and you still kind of feel it. So take a couple of deep breaths, but this time direct it right into the area where you feel that tightness or discomfort. And then whenever you've done that, start to relax with heavy eyes. You want to try to keep the mind unencumbered. Having done a physical practice before this really can help us. But when you start to feel some worry or some thought, whatever it might be, come to mind, because they can't help themselves, then just go ahead and just push it away. It'll be around later. Nothing you have to dwell on now. Keep the mind open and light and free as you relax here. going to come back with the breath. So I'd like for you to stay there on your back and take 2 full, slow breaths. Again, for these trying times, make your exhalations longer than your inhalations. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and move the hands a little bit and the feet. We'll get ready to come back up, so bring your knees into your chest. Roll to your left side, and then use the strength of your arms to push you back up to a seated position. And again, take a comfortable seat facing me with the hands to the heart. So today we will have a very short practice, a metta practice, a practice of loving kindness, one that's needed in these times. So speak, say the words that I say silently to yourself, please. May I be calm. May I be strong in spirit. May I be free from stress. May I be patient. May I be healthy. And may my heart always be open. And now let's open the eyes. We'll all take our arms up, seeking everything that's good and always bringing that home to our hearts. Namaste. I so appreciate your joining me today. I hope to do some more of these. Again, you might want to have props available for you next time. Do your balance at home. Do lots of deep breathing on your own at home. And be kind to others. I'll see you another time.